The She's Crafty podcast is sponsored by Barbacoa Apparel. Barbacoa Apparel is a San Antonio-based independent clothing line that caters to Texans and Texans at heart. To buy your Barbacoa Apparel and to find out which events they'll be at next, go to barbacoaapparel.com. You're listening to the She's Crafty podcast, a comedy and craft beer podcast taped in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Alamo, breakfast tacos, and the best craft beer in the Lone Star State.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, welcome to another episode of the She's Crafty podcast with your host, Catherine Contreras, or Contreras, depending on how you would like to say it. I am here with Kevin Hobbins and Chrissy Hobbins, dynamic duo.
Bow, bow, bow.
Kevin representing Ranger Creek, whoop, whoop, yep, and Chrissy representing Branchline Brewing, married.
Hashtag best brewery in the world.
Hashtag best brewery in the world. That's right. That's actually true because that was trending on social media. So.
Instagram.
And Instagram.
Insta what?
Twitter.
Were you straight flexing on Instagram?
Yeah, totally.
I'm also here with the amazingly beautiful Ashley, manager of Big Hops The Bridge. She's my co-host today. Hi, Ashley.
Ooh. Hello.
Hello. Make sure that you guys get real nice and close to the mic so we can hear what you're saying. You can get it just deep-throated as far as you want to. It's totally fine. There you go.
Yes. That's the stuff I'm into.
That's it. That's exactly. Okay. So there's a couple of things before we get started that I have to talk about.
Let's do it.
It's inside of me,
What
and
do
I
you
need to
got?
get it out. Tonight is the premiere of Game of Thrones, and there's a Game of Thrones party happening right now, and I'm sitting at this table. So do you guys listen? Do you watch the Game of Thrones at all, Ashley? Do you watch it?
No, I don't.
You don't. Okay, next.
Super nerdy. I've read the books.
You've read the books? Oh
I
my
read the
gosh. Okay.
She's
so
like
you
10
guys-
steps ahead of you.
Yeah, because I don't read the books.
I mean, we're still like 2 seasons behind, but she's 10
But
steps
she's
ahead
read
of
the
you.
book, so it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. Yeah.
I like to ruin it for everybody.
This
Do
person
you?
dies, and this person dies, and
Yeah,
this person
yeah, yeah.
dies.
Don't get attached.
Although I feel like HBO is throwing some stuff in there, so.
They have to throw in a lot of sex,
Yeah,
homosexual,
of course.
and very beautiful people.
Right.
Which in the book, these people are not beautiful.
That's true, right? Yeah, I heard that.
I don't know if dentistry was quite the profession back in the day, but I doubt it.
Yeah, no, of course.
They smelled terrible.
And your hair probably didn't look luxurious
Luxurious
and
and
long and
curly
like
and
yeah, and
beautiful.
perfect. That's true. That's
And
true.
their bodies did not look like that.
I don't really care because Jon Snow can do me anywhere. Honestly, I don't care how dirty he is.
Heard that.
In the cave, on the wall. Like, I don't care where we go, John. That was a horrible death, by the way.
Is
You
he
guys
dead?
agree? I don't know. Is he? But he can't be dead because all that happened is some 10-year-old kid walked up to him and was like, boop, you're dead. And then he was gone. It was the worst death in Game of Thrones history.
I think that's kind of the trend in the books as well, where you're like, where the hell did that just come from? Why?
Is that a representation of like what happens at home? Like you just inch it a
Yeah,
little
just
bit
inch the
closer.
microphone down my throat.
Maybe she won't notice.
Maybe we
Maybe
just
if I
slowly
bonk her
do
in the nose
this.
with it, she'll start paying
That's
attention.
awesome.
Hey, psst.
Have you guys done any fiesta events? Speaking of deep throating.
We thankfully have not.
No,
done
none
anything
of you missed
Fiesta.
it off.
San Antonio Beer Week really was a main
Exhausted.
focus for us,
Yeah.
and Fiesta just seems like too much of a shit show for me to want to be involved with it.
Yeah.
She's also not a local, so she's not into that.
Oh, you're not. Where are you?
I'm
Where are
not
you
a
originally
local.
from?
Born in Oregon, so spent
Oh,
half
I
my life
see.
there, and then the rest of the half of my life in Washington, where I met Kevin.
Nice.
That's me.
I'm from
Aw.
Oregon too.
Are you
Yes.
from Oregon
Yeah.
also?
High fives.
Transplants to San Antonio. Did you do
Yesterday
any?
was my 2-year Texas anniversary.
Was it?
Yeah.
Welcome and congratulations. Do you want to go back or do you like it?
I like it here.
You do better
Well,
than
I don't
Oregon.
like the weather, but
It's too hot.
it's
hot.
way too hot.
Okay.
When you start sweating out of places you didn't know existed,
Yeah.
it makes for a pretty shitty day.
Girl, let me tell you, yesterday I had to work King William with Barbacoa Apparel. We were there for 12 hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., actually 7 p.m., and it was the grossest sweat I've ever felt in my life. And then my boyfriend texted me. He's like, hey, what do you want to do tonight? And I was like, Nothing.
Cuddle? You want to
Yeah.
cuddle?
Take a shower?
I wanted like a
Cold shower followed by an ice bath.
yeah, exactly. I want a
ice cream.
Sam's Club size package of baby wipes before I do anything.
Because I'm about to hoe
Some
up.
stuff is happening. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, I have the worst butt sweat in Texas that I didn't even think it was
Ever.
possible.
I know.
Because I never had butt sweat in Washington.
Yeah.
And
Never.
no. I have so many odd sweating places on
I
my
moved up.
body now.
I moved up to Washington in like 2001, and that first year I was there, the weather hit like 97, I think, and people were freaking out, and I'm like, this is
'Cause I was
nothing.
super hot.
Dying of
Yeah.
Well, that's the
stroke.
difference is that up there, a lot of people are cool with not having AC. Like I had a car without AC.
And it was
2
fine.
cars actually for like 6 years, no AC. So I had some butt sweat going on.
And here you would
sometimes,
literally die.
but- Yeah, definitely.
you would just
Up
That's
be
why
there-
during the summer I pretty much don't do anything. I just stay in my house.
Yeah.
Up there, you can do the 460, 4 windows down to 60 miles an hour, and
And
you're
that's
cool.
it. Really?
Down here, you can try that, but
It's not the same.
You would
doesn't work.
die.
Yeah. Although I can tell you that I go to visit my brother every year in Chandler, Arizona, and I'm like, fuck, I want to go back to San Antonio so bad.
Dry
this
heat?
is horrible. Yeah, dry heat. He always says that. Oh, it's a dry heat. It's fucking hot.
it's still
I don't care.
116.
Yeah, it feels like a hot blow dryer on my face everywhere we go. It's horrible.
That's what I imagine.
It's the worst. And everything's concrete and like, ugh.
I just want everybody to know that my husband ordered a beer through my mom. He said, "Hey,
Oh,
Ma, get me
Aw.
a beer."
give me a beer.
Ma,
I just saw that happen.
Ma,
and I was
get
like, I
me
bet you
a
that's
beer.
for Kevin.
I want a good nigga.
She's the best
That's
ever.
a good mother-in-law right there. A sweet, kind mother-in-law.
I text Eric.
We
and
don't
told
want to
him
say
bring me
good
beer,
mom.
but
Oh, good
he
mom.
hasn't yet.
A good mom.
It's a mom.
Yeah. Okay.
I always give her headache medicine, so I think we're even.
Is that because she has to deal
That
with you?
means
Or?
that means whiskey. So
Oh, whiskey.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Old school headache medicine. I like it. I like it. So just for a minute, I want to talk about the Ranger Creek Dry Hop Berliner.
oh my
That
god,
shit is delicious.
Did you just eat the
I
microphone?
almost
oh
did.
my
Yeah.
god!
I was
Like
picturing
it's
the
so
beer.
good.
It is.
Why is it so good, Kevin?
I don't know, but it's. I mean, Holland does all sorts of amazing beers, but this one by far is the best that he's
Oh,
done.
it's so good.
I thought it
It's so
tasted like
good.
farts.
Did you?
No, I'm just kidding.
It's like farts in a glass.
How do you turn
No,
that microphone off?
We actually
Well, now you know what I'm into.
we like
so
to
just like that.
harass each other about our beers, even though we love each other's
Yeah,
beers.
yeah.
We're like, oh god, that's terrible. Oh fuck.
Yeah, don't tell
Somebody
my bosses,
farted in
but I
my
mainly
mouth.
drink Branchline when I'm at home.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
And
Nobody
I drink
listens
Ranger
to
Creek
this. It's fine.
and Branchline when I'm at home.
Yeah. Do you?
I mean, I drink Ranger Creek too.
Uh-huh.
I drink everything that's on the end cap at HEB because
I
I'm only
drink
one
free
person.
stuff.
So
Free
like
stuff.
if yeah, I drink the free stuff. That's what I drink. Whatever people give me, that's what I drink. No, I love that end cap because I can like fill up. Because I'm only one person,
Oh,
right?
the Pick
So-
Six. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to get a whole 12-pack or 6-pack for myself because that's unhealthy, you know.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Bottles of the Dry Hop Berliner Weiss are hitting soon, so we're excited about
Are
that.
they? Oh, it's so fucking
They
good.
just hit like 2 or 3 HEBs, but they'll be out there. It's a very short-lived beer because we didn't do too much of it this
Okay.
year. This is the smallest batch I've ever seen us do.
Yeah.
But people are already asking us when we're going to come out with it again, and it isn't even fully out yet.
Yeah.
So
It was amazing. It was so good.
I'm really glad it's here for summer because it's very refreshing. It's definitely refreshing.
Yeah, and for a sour, like it's so easy to drink and like
Yeah.
it's so like yeah. It's,
before we get any further, I should probably not put my mic on this phone. I don't know who was with this microphone before, but
Oh yeah, you
Well, I
said
just
to
kinda
deep
thought
throat
about
this,
that.
but who
I
else
don't-
has been
well,
having this in their mouth?
I mean, I don't want to tell you guys like what I do with the mics.
it kind of smells like butt.
oh, there's another podcast.
There's a different podcast. Actually, you guys know James Trammell, right? From
Oh, yes.
One day we went to lunch and I don't know how we got on this subject. This is the second time I've talked about this because I'm so fascinated with this. But I was like, we were talking about something and we got onto like, oh, there have to be like porn podcasts, right? And I was like, of course, right? Because there's porn for everything. There has to be porn for podcasts.
I thought you said corn.
No,
And I
I'm
was
sure
like,
there's
yeah, I
a
love
corn
She
cast.
loves corn in a cup.
Corn in
I'm
a
sure
cup.
there's a corn
Corn on
cast
a
too.
stick.
But
Deep
we
fried
looked
corn.
it up. We looked it up, and of course there is, and it's just like moaning,
Oh,
of
interesting.
food. You said food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
just food moaning.
We had salad for dinner,
I
so we're
saw
still
something
kind of
on
hungry, I guess.
On Facebook, there was one. I want to say it was somebody at this table may have posted it, and it was food porn. No, Jessica, our friend Jessica, posted something, and it was literally food porn. It was Japanimation. Japanimation, and it was literally.
We'll probably
these people
circle
took
back
a
to this
bite
later.
of
She's
I love
fascinated with
food.
things like this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was like explosions and fluids everywhere,
Yeah.
and like these people are.
They're making gravy.
It was literally a video on
Were melons involved?
food porn. I don't know what it was.
I love a great set of
cucumbers.
melons.
I don't know what they put in their
Probably
mouth.
cucumbers.
Cucumbers and zucchinis.
It looked like
Making
a
gravy.
casserole of some sort.
It looked like a casserole.
I'm sorry, did you say
Chrissy's not
casserole?
that interested.
Chrissy's like, God damn, I'm hungry.
Casseroles.
Casseroles are
My
delicious.
mom calls it shit in a pan.
Yeah, that's basically what
And
it
it's
is.
everything in the fridge that didn't get
Yeah.
put into something else.
Yeah.
That's your dinner.
I
Eat
grew
it.
up in Katy, Texas,
about
and
to go
people would
bad.
make casserole out of anything. Like, they'd be like, come over and have an enchilada casserole. And I'm like, enchiladas are already like a casserole. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you bake them. So I don't know how you could make them more like a casserole than
You
they
cut
are.
up leftover enchiladas
and put them
then,
in
like,
there.
Put it all
and
into
put maybe
another
like crumble
enchilada?
some like potato
Tortilla
chips
chips?
on top
Tortilla
or like
chips.
whatever people do.
It
Yeah.
definitely sounds better than a wet burrito.
That sounds disgusting.
So they call
That
that
sounds
in
like something I would
Washington.
find
Yes.
If you ever go into the
And
north,
basically,
A
it's
wet
an
burrito.
enchilada.
wet burrito.
Yeah.
A wet burrito?
That's what an enchilada. Okay, so
A wet burrito
they
sounds like
call
something
it-
like my boyfriend would like try to bring up in conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you want a wet burrito? Yeah.
God no.
So we were watching Game of Thrones the other night, and I gave her a wet burrito.
Yeah,
She didn't expect that
exactly.
one.
Whoa, that came out of nowhere. Yeah. Ugh.
Actually, somebody needs to Google that.
Wet burrito. I bet it's on Urban Dictionary. How much you want to bet? I'm going to Google it right now.
Actually, my name is on there. Somebody added my name
There's
to
probably-
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
here we go. We're going to look up Urban
Kevin's a
Dictionary
cunt on
right
there, too,
now.
I'm sure.
Kevin.
And see if there's
Kevin the
anything
cunt.
called a wet burrito.
It's so silent.
I'll just edit out all this
That's me
dead air.
typing.
It's
I
fine.
mean, why would you want a dry burrito?
Oh,
No, that
That sounds
like,
worse.
That sounds painful, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like it hurts.
No, I wouldn't.
I think everybody's trying to find a wet
Yeah, I'm
burrito right
we're trying to do it the fastest. Who can get there
Somebody
faster?
call in right now. Call in right now.
I see. Okay, wet burrito. Some bitch done got herself a wet burrito after back talking me last night. Ooh.
I feel like that's a dick slap.
It says wet burrito.
Yeah.
The previous definitions are wrong and confused with other activities. A true wet burrito is when a man wraps a tortilla around his penis and then
Whoa.
proceeds to receive fellatio from a female partner right before he has his moment. He rams his burrito. Okay, I can't finish
wow,
this.
wow.
Okay,
I
this is
can't.
an explicit podcast, but I can't say this on the PA system. But I would encourage the beer nuts to go to Urban Dictionary and look up wet burrito.
It just sounds dirty.
It sounds disgusting, and it gets worse at the end. It gets
You're still
worse.
reading it, aren't you?
I can't look away now. And now I feel like I have to look up pictures of wet burritos, and it's going to haunt my dreams.
Oh my God,
Ooh,
you're
can
flop
look
over
up-
to images and see what
Let's
happens.
see
There's
what
got to be a
happens.
video on YouTube on
There
how
has
do
to
a
be
wet burrito.
something,
You
right?
could Google blue waffles.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
I've
yeah,
heard about
yeah.
those too. Apparently, there's all these new fancy STDs that I'm so glad I'm not involved with. It's scary.
At least waffles taste good.
Do blue waffles?
Blue waffles taste good.
I don't know.
Okay.
Blueberry waffles taste good.
Blueberry waffles in general are just delicious. You can really put anything on them.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go get a waffle.
Yeah. Let's take a pause for a
burrito
waffle. That sounds
I think
awesome.
the egg and I is still open.
Yeah. So, what do you guys have at Branchline that's coming up soon that we can look forward to?
Okay, so I actually
That
made
you've been given
I
permission
have-
to talk
I have
about.
the worst memory in all of the universe, so I actually made notes. That's
Okay,
how bad I am.
perfect.
That's how bad I am. So
I make mental notes all the time. I just lose the
forget.
notes.
Yeah,
So.
don't even talk to me about how much Kevin forgets. So the tasting room, I don't know if we've mentioned this before. I think probably Paul and Jason have mentioned it in previous podcasts. But we are open Fridays from 4 to 9.
Okay.
You can come play free pinball.
Is it free?
It is free. And they have vinyl.
Why am
We
I
have a
giving you
couple-
guys all
they
these
have
quarters?
Buck Hunter. Also, Saturdays from 2 to 8, we are open.
Nice.
As far as beers, like what's coming up in beer news, we are starting to, I guess in a couple weeks, we're going to start the Riverbend, which is our citrus pale ale. Should be ready June-ish. It all really depends on the brewing process and getting it in the market.
And getting hops, which we would love to help you with, but we were unable to. So I wish you luck.
I think we figured it out. Paul is a very resourceful person.
Yes.
And
man
then
knows his
our
stuff.
Dark Territory, which is our oatmeal stout, we are going to turn that into a nitro. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
super exciting.
That is exciting.
That's probably going to be about June-ish also. News as far as what we've been doing, we won some really awesome medals.
I saw that.
The Visitor, which is my all-time favorite beer right now. Our all-time favorite beer right now, just won a gold medal.
Nice.
And we got 2 silvers and a bronze. And some super duper exciting news is we are changing over to a brew pub license. So we're looking at probably July or summertime when this is going to take effect, but you can actually buy from the brewery.
That's
So
amazing.
That is very exciting
That's
for us.
unheard of in Texas.
That's super exciting.
So it's awesome.
So
Ish.
June or July?
I'm guessing July, if not later. I would hate to push it and say, oh, yeah, it's going to be next month.
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I'm
It
super
is
excited
TBC.
about it.
Yeah,
Very,
TBC
very
is very
excited.
slow.
But I'm excited about it, so it has to happen sooner.
That's awesome. So if that happens, are you guys going to probably extend the hours of the...
I think it's probably going to be something we're going to change the hours. So I would say keep an eye out.
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're usually really good about updating it. Branchline has theirs, and then I have mine also, which I think I'm just a Branchline whore. Basically, it's just everything Branchline on my social media.
That's perfect. Just a whore for Branchline.
I mean, me
for
too,
Branchline.
but
My husband takes a lot of pictures for Branchline as well.
Yeah. I see that. You take amazing
Instead of
pictures.
mowing
it's
my
almost
lawn.
more than Ranger Creek pictures, annoyingly to my bosses. But
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I actually thought you worked at Branchline
a lot of people have said that to me.
recently.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah. That's
Well,
awesome.
he likes to drink the beer instead of mowing the lawn.
I love a great set of cans. I don't know what to say.
I love a great set of cans. I like that.
We're actually in the market for a fridge, so if anybody has an extra one, we need
Oh.
a beer fridge for the
Oh,
house.
perfect. Nice.
Yeah.
Due to the fact we both
Yeah.
work for breweries and we both have tons of beer at home.
We're running out of room. We
Is
have
a
zero
beer fridge
friends.
different than like a regular fridge?
I can come
Is
pick
that a
some
different
up.
thing?
Yeah.
It's just a regular fridge, just 100% full of beer.
You just put beer in it. Okay, I was just
Yeah.
checking. Just making sure.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if we just didn't have friends or if we really did have that much beer.
But you just
I
have
mean,
that
when
much
you're
beer.
actually having to dump beer out because it's gone bad,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very, very sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you work in beer places, so it's not like
Yeah, I don't
it'd be
think that's
weird
an
if you just had
excuse.
like a fridge full of cocaine, and then people would be like, "Oh, you don't work for the cocaine guy."
We
That's
definitely
weird.
don't
have
have
more
friends.
I think you
friends.
probably
No, I'm in the industry. I don't know what you're talking about.
you probably have a problem, but it's fine. It's fine.
Well, it doesn't. It goes bad because we pretty much just don't really drink at home too much.
Yeah.
So
You drink out more. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ashley, is there anything that's
Yes?
going to happen at Big Hops that you want to talk about real fast before we take a break and come back?
Lots of stuff, but I'm still pretty much trying to figure out what I'm doing
Yeah.
and reaching out to people and kind of waiting to get things going. I know we're going to be doing a Ranger Creek event soon when we show
See the
the
microphone?
Brewed in 210 movie
Oh, nice.
coming up in a couple weeks. So
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Kevin's taking a FaceTime, by the
Yeah,
way.
Kevin.
Rude.
This is a show, Kevin.
he's like 2 hours
People
behind, so I don't want him to
People
miss
so
it.
listen
rude.
to this.
So rude.
Just so you know. I'm not gonna at that. I'm actually gonna turn that part up so everybody can hear it.
Yeah,
See what you just said?
No, podcast.
I'm
no,
on a podcast. And then you hear the
It's
other
like a
person
radio.
be like,
It's
"What's
like a
a
radio.
podcast?"
It's a radio.
It's like a radio
it's like-
show for the internet, guys. That's what it is. You can download it.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna play a game called the Beerly Wed Game
Bum, bum, bum.
with Kevin and Chrissy, and we're gonna see how well they know each other
Oh, God.
and who can dominate and win. And then we'll have a real clear idea
Well,
of who the better person
That's two different
is.
topics. So
Okay.
I'm a really good arm wrestler
Are you?
yes.
and an Indian leg wrestler.
What about like thumb wrestling?
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
I just
he
beat her the other
me
day.
Thumb wrestling's hard.
So Chick-fil-A has these really neat finger puppet stickers, and
We do
I
not.
got a hold of them
Yeah.
after a couple of beers.
Right.
And I was challenging people to thumb wrestles with the little stickers.
Yeah. And you lost.
I lost to him, but
Did
he
you lose
cheated.
as badly as we lost to
He
washers?
clawed me with his fingernail.
Have you been
I-
practicing washers, by the way?
Yes, and I think I'm getting worse.
Oh, you're getting worse.
Yes, I think I'm getting worse.
We're packing a set of washers in the car.
Are
too.
you?
Yeah, if anybody wants to play, come down
to Big Hops
Bridge
and find
or
them.
you in the crowd.
Anybody over there want to play wash? Oh, hi guys. Thanks for
People
listening.
showed up.
Yeah, one person. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to play the Beerly Wed game. Ba, 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 ba. The She's Crafty podcast has only one mission, and that is to dominate this planet with a love of craft beer and comedy. You can help us do that by going to iTunes and rating, reviewing, and subscribing to the She's Crafty podcast. The more people that do that, the higher our rankings will get in iTunes, and the more people will listen to us. The more people that listen to us, the more badass fucking episodes we can put out every week. So go to iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe to the She's Crafty podcast. Okay, we're back from break, and we're coming in with Chrissy's story about doing the Humpty Dance. Chrissy just told us a story that she was slipped
a room key.
A
Room key.
What's his name?
Roofy was a different story. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
That story's coming later.
The lead singer of the Humpty Dance song.
Do the dance, the Humpty Dance.
I don't know his name.
Oh, do it, baby.
But
I feel like we should Google that.
yeah, let's Google his name.
So I'm in Olympia, Washington.
I like it.
Digital Underground.
Yes, Digital Underground. That's right. Oh
Digital Underground?
So Digital Underground is his new rap band, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
So they were in Olympia, Washington doing a gig. I happened to be a very young, large-breasted,
Of course. Beautiful
just
girl.
very, very boisterous person back in the day. And
Shock G.
Shock G. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's his
Shock
name,
G.
Shock
Oh my God, it's all
G.
coming back to me now. So
It's
Shock G, he's sitting at the bar and he's telling me, he's like, so are you
It
here
has
for
a
the
hypnotically pulsating bass line.
I bet it does.
That's what Wikipedia
so
says.
hypnotic.
I bet it does.
So hypnotic. So I'm sitting at the bar and he approaches me and he starts talking to me about his band and I was like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like
I'm sorry.
his waistband?
I don't listen to that band. I'm sorry. And he's like,
I
well,
can't
my name
understand what
is-
you're saying because your dick is out and it's super weird.
It's weird and we're in public. And he's like, my name is Shock G. Now that I remember that name, and I was like, yeah, I still, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And he's like, so have you ever heard the Humpty?
Humpty
Humpty
That's
Dance?
horrible. That's
And
like what you have to
I'm
walk
like,
into the
hell
room
yeah,
with.
I love that shit. That is so
All
awesome.
he was singing was like dumb white bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that's me. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm at this time I'm thinking he's so full of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not that gullible is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm not that stupid. I'm drunk, but I'm not that stupid. So he's like, well, I'm having this after party that's one person after party. I'm like, oh, I get it.
Oh,
and he's like, here's my room.
You wanna Cosby me.
Here's my room key.
He heard me say it to her and it worked. So
Yeah.
he was like, maybe I could try it
Oh,
too.
she's
I don't know.
down.
It's at this hotel, room 204. And so he takes off, and some girls, some very wonderful, beautiful girls at the table next to me were like, oh my God, you were talking to Shock G, blah, 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 blah. And this is so amazing. And I was like, it's funny you mentioned that because he said he was having an after party, and I have the gate key. So
I am the gatekeeper.
I'm the gatekeeper to the Humpty Dance.
And so I passed the key
I like it.
to these wonderful women and tell them which room.
And you
room
don't know what
204.
happened after
I don't
that?
know. Probably magic happened.
I'm sure.
Magic, lots of magic.
I bet it was. A
and
lot
they
of
probably
Humpty
did
Dance.
The Humpty Dance.
All day.
Humpty Dance.
You think he just does
All
that?
night
Like,
long.
wouldn't it be funny if that's
There
like
was-
that's what his lovemaking in? He's
there
just
was
like the
three-
Humpty
there was
Dance.
This
three
is how you
girls.
do it, right?
This is how you do the
He's
Humpty
just like,
Dance.
has persona is to keep up.
These
He has
girls
no
looked
idea.
energetic too. So
Did they?
I'm sure there
Oh.
was a lot of fun to be
Oh my
made.
God, how many were there? There
Three.
3 girls. Okay, wow.
That's my
That's a
crazy
lot of-
celebrity.
that's a lot of dancing.
Because I'm about to ruin.
There it is.
That you used
karaoke
to.
rematch.
Nice. Okay, so tell me what you guys are drinking.
Beer deliveries.
It's the Gnigget by Oscar Blue.
All right. Ooh. All right.
So I called it G Night,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was joking and said the Gnigget, and then I was corrected both times
Oh.
and said it's good night,
It's good night.
Oh, it's good night.
like good night.
This
but
was
yeah,
uh,
good night. I
This
got it.
beer was actually one of the first cease and desists that were kind of publicly known. It was named Gordon Knight after, I believe, somebody they worked with. Maybe I don't know.
Oh.
Isn't that a boy band.
I think that's Jordan Knight you're
Jordan,
thinking of. And I only know that because I was a
yeah.
hardcore New Kids on the Block fan.
Thank you for knowing, because I obviously don't know.
What about Brian McKnight?
Brian
But
McKnight, that's a
anyways,
good one.
Back to the beer.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Gordon Biersch decided that they didn't like that Oscar Blues were using the name Gordon Knight. I mean, we all have first names. It's like,
Right.
so they had to change it to Goodnight.
Oh, I thought just it was called Goodnight because maybe it has roofies in it.
He did pass
Yeah.
away, so it is Goodnight.
Oh,
I was
God.
wondering. I'm starting
Possibly
to feel a
by,
little
like-
loopy,
like
but I
that
thought
as
it
well.
was maybe just a second beer.
I mean,
It is 8.something%.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know the backstory about it, but whenever I pour it for someone, I hand it to them, and I'm like, "Good night," and just like back away slowly.
Enjoy that.
If I have
Get
some
it
weird
in.
dreams tonight, I'll let you know.
I did used to bartend, and one night I passed out a shot or a round of shots to this group, and it was unfortunately Jaeger for them, but they were all excited about it. And one of the girls like looks around, and she's like, "Whoa, what's this?" And they're like, "Well, shots." And she looks at me, looks at the shot, and looks at me, and she's like, "See you tomorrow," and downs it before they eat. The rest of them got a chance to.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure she was blacked out. So.
Yeah. Wow.
So we do have a really interesting prelude. Is that the right terminology to the Hobbins versus Hobbins game?
Oh, you have a prelude?
It's how we met.
Oh.
It's pretty funny.
What is it? Tell
okay.
me.
Well, are we ready for the game?
Okay, wait. Tell me what you're drinking, Kevin, real fast.
Oh, Nito Bandito from Deep Ellum. I've tried a couple of Deep Ellums, but the name is just fun to say.
Yeah, I like it.
It's
Yeah.
fun. Nito Bandito.
You're right.
What are you
Anyways.
drinking, Ashley?
The Oscar Blues Blue Dream IPA.
Ooh, Blue Dream. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us. We're about to play the Beerly Wed game.
Really right.
That's right.
So how we first met was in Olympia, Washington. He had
Okay.
been bartending. I think he'd been my bartender for a whole of 2 months before I started asking him out daily.
you asked him out.
Daily.
Really?
No joke. So every time I went in there, it was probably
She
these
says
are
daily. It
college
was every single
days.
time she came in, but it wasn't.
Really?
It
5
was
days a
not
week.
daily.
But
Five
why
days
were
a
you
week.
playing hard to get, Kevin? That's what I.
5
Why
days
did
a
you have to
week.
ask out so many
This was.
times?
I mean, this was like a years in the making kind of situation. So
So 5 days
We were
a
both
week
in relationships for a while,
5
and-
years.
Oh, I see.
5 years. I asked him out.
5 years. What do you
5
mean?
like she was
days
single
a
for a
week.
while, and then I was single for a while,
Okay.
and so there was.
And
it
I
was
would
just
hit on him and be like, "Hey, you want to make out?" And he's like, no." I'm like, "All right, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow." This went on for 5 years.
What?
Yeah.
And by the way, I totally did want to make out with her
That's
by the lake,
crazy,
like she asked me
Dad.
to,
But
which
he
it was
would-
by the lake, and I was like, "Is this
So
a movie?"
I lived on a lake, so it,
Yeah.
Aw, that's sweet.
I'm like,
I was a little
meet
skittish,
me at the
though.
park. We're gonna
In a
make out.
cabin.
And he's like, no. So this goes on for a while, and he said yes one time, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, right. So I mean, we went out, and I thought this isn't a date, so I paid,
yeah.
and I'm like, yeah. He's like, where did the bill go? And I was like, well, I paid for it when I went pee.
I know.
What?
Nothing. Go
Okay,
ahead.
on that note, wait, stop. Just stop.
Okay,
Because
stop.
we're going to play the Beerly Wed game now.
Wait, we gotta say, 4 months later, got married.
4
In
months
Memphis.
later?
4 months later, got married.
5 years of her asking you out, and then 4 months later you got married?
We started dating, and
All that built up
and
tension.
Jesus Christ.
New Year's Eve.
Basically,
was
New
our
Year's
first
Eve.
kiss. Our first kiss was New Year's Eve.
Wow, it's like a
And,
movie.
Yeah. 4 months later, we went
I
to
like
Mexico. My mom took us for a trip for
Thank
our
you, Mom.
birthdays. Thank you, Mother.
Did you get
Um,
married there on purpose?
No.
I knew I was going to ask her when we went down
This is kind
there.
of a funny story too. So we were floating around the lazy river,
We're full of fun stories.
wasted,
Uh-huh.
wasted.
I mean, it was like noon, so we were pretty wasted.
Pacifico, tequila, Tecate, anything that came near us. We,
Yeah.
you know.
I also side note, we didn't have a kid, so it's.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, you can
And
do what
he's
you
like,
want.
So, he's like, I'm totally going to marry you. I'm like, yeah, I've heard that like at least 3 times.
From him or other people?
And so,
She'd been engaged before, so
okay,
yeah,
she had heard it before.
Yeah.
so he's like, no, I'm going to do it Friday. This is Sunday. Saturday? Sunday?
It was
Sunday?
Monday.
Monday, whatever. So I basically was like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, no, I am. And right about then, this guy floats by on the lazy river. And he's got a Batman symbol shaved into his chest hair.
Super hairy
And
dude.
so he's like,
But he
And you're like,
shaved
this is
just
an
the bat
omen.
symbol.
This
basically,
means we have
quote-
to get married.
Yeah, quote unquote proposing to me, and he like immediately
No,
just started
I
going,
proposed later.
no. Like,
Nice.
what? So we look over and yeah. So yeah, 5 days, 4 days later, we got married. All of our family flew in. It looks like we planned it. We
And
did
that was
not
how many
plan
years
it
ago?
At all. 6.
That a girl.
You've been married 6 years?
Last 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Got a kid out of it.
Congratulations. You got a kid?
On the way?
No.
No. Look at her face. No.
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 not
I'm
one.
fixed,
I thought it hurt
so
bad. I was
we're
like,
good.
oh.
No, one.
Yeah.
I usually laugh hysterically when like, so you're gonna have another, and I'm like,
Yeah, I know. Well, I have 3.
did you not know
And
how it
people,
happened?
You can smack her. She'll mock you all she wants, but go ahead and smack her.
No, I mean I was married. I'm not married now.
Usually the P goes in the V and
but
a B comes out.
I know. No, I just had
A
a
butt
really
comes out?
enthusiastic husband.
A butthead?
But he kept saying like, I just want to have 1,000,000 babies with you, babe. I love you so much. I love you so much. And then after 2, I was like, let's not do this anymore.
I
Like,
did want like more than one,
But then you have it.
I
And
looked
you're,
at like
yeah.
financially and
So you're
like our jobs.
You're like an adult and shit
and
about
I'm,
it.
well,
yeah.
I'm not. No, I'm 36 today.
Yeah.
I'm still not an adult, but I did look at the fact that
He's middle aged. He's over middle aged.
How does that feel, by the way? I tell you what, 36 didn't hit me, but I just turned 37, and I was like, oh, that's 3 till 40.
Oh, people ask me about like, how do you feel about turning 30? Obviously, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah, I
'Cause it
feel
was
like
no
I
big
didn't
deal.
really feel it. Yeah.
But 31 was difficult because I was in my 30s.
Right. And then 35, you're
now
like,
I'm
now I'm
in,
in my
like,
mid 30s.
The last half of my
now
30s.
We're to late 30s.
How did it feel
And
to turn 26?
That's a
You
long
don't
time
know,
ago.
do you?
Yeah, I
He
don't
does not
remember.
remember.
In August, I'll find out.
Like that is so long ago. He can't even remember.
The
that.
20s are just like a big party all
Yeah, I don't remember my
decade
20s.
long.
On a weekly basis, he's not going to remember what 26 was like.
I still feel like I'm 12 on the inside, though, which is young, 2 years younger than my oldest child.
Yeah,
That's
I
not good.
like to, fart and belch and make really rude jokes.
Yeah, like I say weird stuff all the time. My daughter's like, "You're so weird. Why can't you just be like the other moms? Why do you have to be so weird?"
They say the same thing.
And I'm
She'll
like, you want to
appreciate
be
it later.
like, yeah, I hope so.
She'll definitely appreciate it. Like,
I
my
hope
son
so.
cracks up every time I fart.
Yeah,
He thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
we'll see
I got
what
that going
happens.
for me.
Yeah, so
He
hopefully I'm not
pukes every
scarring
time I
her.
do. I don't know why. I was.
Because your ass smells like
Oh,
an atomic bomb.
that's the sound of not having a good comeback.
That's awesome. We're gonna just insert fart noises here,
Yeah.
like when I go through editing. It's just gonna
Yeah,
be
just do that.
every 15 minutes, just like that.
Kevin.
Damn. Chrissy cleared it out.
Yeah, nobody's left in the building, y'all, because
Yeah,
Chrissy
that
just
is my fault.
made
I had
everybody
broccoli for
leave.
lunch.
Yeah. Listen, I had
lost
to
your
tell, I had to
potatoes.
stop drinking so much beer with my boyfriend because I would fall asleep at his house and then I'd wake myself up and I'd be like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I hope
That's
he
actually
didn't-
the first
I
time
hope
that
he
Kevin
didn't hear
farted
that.
farted around me was when he was sleeping, and he started laughing, and I'm like, what was that?
Technically, she
What
was
just
first, and I
happened?
started
Yeah.
laughing when she did
No,
that.
no.
And I
Yeah.
said, I win.
There's nothing worse.
Super quiet because I didn't want to wake her, but
Yeah.
I knew I won.
Oh, there's nothing worse. And then, like, sometimes I'll spend the night at his house and I'm like, I hope I don't have to take a poop today. Like, I just pray to God.
Hopefully
I
you'll
don't
get
have
over
to
that
take a
really
poop.
soon.
She's
I hope
pretty
so.
straightforward.
I
I mean,
keep
it
the
was.
door
She-
open.
we're 7 months
Yeah.
in, so who knows? Like, it's still.
It was within a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
I was like,
Oh, you guys were. Well, you
month
guys
2, I
were
was like
just
shitting all
shitting
over
my
each
pants
other.
around him.
go shit
Yeah.
in the bathroom. You need
Yeah, I'll be like,
anything?
Don't
There's
take
not a
me here for
door.
dinner.
Yeah, don't take me.
I had gluten issues for a while, so I'm just gonna throw that out
Yeah, so it could anything.
It happened
Yeah.
anywhere
I don't have a
and everywhere.
gallbladder, so that gives me issues too.
I have a small bladder, so that gives
See,
me issues.
Me too. I have a
Peanut
tiny,
bladder.
itty bitty bladder. I have to pee every 5 seconds.
Like a 12-year-old girl.
like
Or
I am
like
on the
I don't know what
woman
that's
who's
like.
had a child, so
Hey,
we all have small bladders.
no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, mine's pretty big still.
Is that you can hold on to a lot of liquid?
Yeah, I had a natural birth, so I feel like that helped me.
Yeah, I did too, but I still have to pee all the time.
He was also like a little torpedo. He just
Did he?
Yeah,
That's
right up.
lucky for the first one.
They had to catch him,
Normally,
like,
you
All
have
I'm
to-
seeing is like a
That
Naked
would
Gun
really
movie where
affect
it's just
it.
like.
I had a C-section, and like my bladder is like this big, so
nice. Yeah.
No, he's like,
I don't
we
know if
would
that
take a
matters.
2-hour drive, and he had to stop twice.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
Literally
small
I
my
have to
bladder
pee
is.
all the time, and especially if I've been drinking.
But people
forget
ask
it.
me, they're like, well, why?
yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm always drinking water to try and rehydrate because I drink a lot of beer and I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
So
This is all
I'm
lies.
always drinking like
All
4
lies.
different liquids.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
let's play.
hydrated, I'm
Let's
good.
play the Barely What game. I'm kind of done.
All right,
I
I'm
kinda have to pee
distracted.
right
I have
now.
ADD,
Come on.
so.
Okay, so this is how we're gonna play. We're gonna start with the questions that I gave Kevin, and you're gonna answer them how you think he answered them,
Oh, not how I would answer
not
them?
how you would answer them. And for everyone you get right, you get a point. Question number 1: where did you go on your first date?
Sushi.
What
No.
do you think Kevin said?
What do I think Kevin said on our first date? We went to sushi, and I want to say it was Osaka's. No, it was.
Don't look at me. You're supposed to answer.
I
this.
know. I'm trying to think. I don't even remember the name of the restaurant we had. That's how bad my memory is. Anyways, it was on the west side of Olympia, and it was a sushi restaurant.
She's
Okay,
correct.
and Kevin said we went to sushi, but she didn't know it was a date, and
And I-
also she paid. Very good. Okay, number 2. If Chrissy could be described as any style of beer, what would she be?
IPA, because I'm super bitter.
Ooh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, maybe I'm right. Am I right?
I'm not going to tell you.
Damn it.
I left a multi-stage answer.
Oh,
Give you a
okay.
hint.
Okay. Multi-stage.
Multi-answer.
You're drunk.
It's an an evolutionary answer.
Well, the first beer I ever drank was Miller High Life, but I highly doubt you're going to refer to me as that. If you did, I'm going to slap you here on the podcast.
I mean, she is like the champagne of women.
Oh, God. I think I almost threw up right there.
Me too.
But it's not my. That wasn't my
Bags
answer.
over here.
That was amazing.
And I think I almost peed.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I would just.
Hold
I
on,
would
we're not
say
done
an
yet.
IPA, but because IPAs are my favorite, and I was just joking about
Okay.
the bitter. I hope I'm not bitter.
Okay, so this is what he said. She started off close to something like Boddington, smooth. Now she's more like a double IPA, better with a sweet.
Bitter.
Bitter. What does that say at the
Bitter.
end?
I'm also a doctor on the side, so my
Okay, I can't
handwriting
read
is
his handwriting,
spectacularly
but
horrible.
it looks like he said something nice about you. I can't tell.
Bitter?
It's bitter,
I
but with
think
a sweet
you said
backbone.
I was
With
bitter.
a sweet backbone. It says backbone. That's what it says. So you were close.
Okay, I'm not too mad about that answer.
You were
Good
close.
job, Kevin.
I did.
She
I
got
did.
it.
Yeah.
She got it. She
Really?
said IPA.
I think
Okay.
I was pretty right on down.
Okay. Question number 3. Who's more of a lightweight?
Oh, shit.
I asked him who's more of a lightweight. You or Chrissy?
Well, after this last real ale event, I'm gonna say it's my husband.
He said, this is exactly what I like that he wrote it like he's actually talking to me. He wrote, I slept in a van for a couple hours last weekend.
Which was the last real ale event.
That was.
Okay, number 4. Who is Chrissy's celebrity hall pass?
See, it's changed. So I'm gonna throw a couple out there. Michael Fassbender was one of them. Very, very, very recently.
Okay.
I would say that's the most recent. The other one was Henry Cavill, but
Oh.
I don't think that one was a while ago.
I thought he was a singer.
Superman.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Superman. Yeah. But I'm saying Michael Fassbender.
Okay. So Kevin said Chris Pratt at the moment.
Oh shit!
She also
That's right. I
has
forgot about him.
She
and
also
yes,
has-
How do you
yes.
forget about a
Chris
man
Pratt.
crush?
Johnny Depp,
That was a while
among
ago.
others, and she will probably tell you more. Or mine is Will Smith.
So we'll see when
you
it's
like-
his
Oh,
turn.
we'll-
But
we'll see.
actually,
We'll
no.
see.
Chris Pratt is definitely my number
She's
one
hoping I
crush.
make that transition from like Chris Pratt on The
I was like,
Office.
Yeah.
Or not The Office. Is it
Babe.
The Office?
No,
No,
he
it's,
was
No, Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
But,
That transition from that
he
to Jurassic.
was seriously like a caterpillar butterfly situation.
Yeah.
I'll be a butterfly someday
But
for you.
when we
babe.
first got together,
I'm still in my cocoon, honey. I'm coming out.
when we first got together,
I
it
got
was Johnny Depp.
plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Johnny Depp.
Like 21 Jump Street.
I
Johnny
love
Depp.
it.
No,
or-
Johnny Depp, like actually, oddly, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Just dirty
Dirty foul mouth
accent. Yeah.
Alcoholic.
And you don't
I
like my
know.
beard? What the hell?
Well,
Anyways, next
Okay.
you
question.
didn't put beads in it.
Okay, Chrissy.
Could have.
Name 3 things that are in your purse right now.
Do you want
I
the
think are in your
create-
purse.
That
Oh,
you think
I'm
are
like, you
in
want
his
the
purse.
creative
Actually,
things that
let's
are
do
in
this.
my purse?
Actually, I'm gonna list the things that he said, and you tell me whether or not they're in your purse. I guess
Okay.
is the better way to do it, right? So a bottle opener,
Yes.
Kevin's business card.
Yes, unfortunately, because every time I see him, he gives me his business card. Or
I
he
give it
gives
to I give it to
my
our kid.
son
I'm like, hey, go give this to mommy.
give me his business card.
And your wallet with your ID. Okay, that's way too easy.
Right, but I mean,
No, it really isn't, because a lot of times my ID is not in my wallet; it's in his wallet because I don't want to lug around.
Okay, because
my
he said
suitcase.
otherwise I
There
would
we
have
go.
her ID.
So I should get a
Okay,
point for that
all
one,
right,
'cause-
Okay, all right. Now it's Kevin's turn. Are you ready for this?
no, I'm not. I'm
You
really not.
you have to answer these questions.
I'm like
you
17
think
beers in.
She would answer. it.
17?
Kevin could be described as any style of beer. What would he be?
It's a
Probably
little sappy. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, shoot. Pass.
Think of your favorite food and think about being sappy.
This isn't family food.
Yeah, you can't. You can't
Pass.
pass.
You can't pass.
Is there a time limit? Sappy favorite food. My favorite food is queso.
Oh no, your second favorite food then. Sorry.
My second favorite food is queso.
No.
Wet burrito.
What beer?
Burritos.
What style of beer would be queso?
Queso's like thick and like.
I just want you to know that I Googled this, so you'll
Yeah.
never figure it out.
Oh.
So you can't win this, is I guess what she's trying to say.
I mean,
Chrissy
I know
was
a
playing
couple more
with
styles than
strategy.
she
Is
does.
what's going on here.
I Googled marriage questions.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, marriage
Nice.
beer.
Okay.
I know this one too.
Yeah. Are you ready? Are
Yes.
you gonna give up? Are you passing on this?
I do give up.
Okay.
I don't
She
pass.
said a smoked beer. He likes bacon and the flavor resembles it and it's rare, which Kevin is a rare breed of male. That's what she said.
It's his
Aw.
birthday. I was just being nice.
Yeah, well. It's
I feel
important.
this today, just not year round, but today.
Yeah. Okay. What is one beer
I like that.
you
Thank
will...
you.
Aw. You want to take a moment? Okay.
Air kisses.
What's one beer you will never ever agree on?
One beer? There's a couple beers.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm
God,
sure
I
there's
couldn't
a
think
couple
of any.
beers.
I struggled with that one.
Recently, we did a little beer sharing night that didn't end up any kind of sharing because we started off with the Dogfish Head 120. And she's like, no.
And I drank it.
She's like, no, you can have this. And then we
It
had.
was super boozy. I loved it,
think
but
we
I was
opened
like,
up-
oh, it's too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
We opened up the Range Creek Russian Imperial Stout. And she also said it was too boozy and big of a beer. And then one other beer that was like 11 or 12%. I was drunk in 3 beers.
And I was like, I just didn't want all that in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I took it all. I did.
It wasn't his birthday yet.
No.
Yeah.
Every day is my birthday. Just so
Yeah.
you know. That's how I live life.
Okay. So, like,
So she would probably not like any kind of.
Think of like Northwest, like back in the day. What beer
Back
did
in the
we
day.
disagree on? That
Oh,
I
she
just
doesn't
did
like
not
Mirror Pond. She
that's
doesn't.
right.
And
She
this
said,
is such a beautiful, amazing
she said,
beer.
we don't have one. I don't think Mirror Pond. I don't like it a whole lot. That's what she said.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I'll drink everything. It just depends on my palate for the night. But I'll drink everything, except for some reason,
Oh.
Mirror Pond gives me a headache.
Yeah.
This
I just
beer,
can't do
and
it.
like, people down here don't understand this beer because it's not somewhat of a local beer for them, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Isn't it amber?
it's a pale ale.
Marathon is
It's an unfiltered
That's how
pale
much
ale.
I hate it. I don't even call it by
So
its right name.
to compare it to a local beer, I don't even know what to say. There's not a beer kind of like it.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 beers up in the Northwest that are unlike anything I found across the country. Mac and Jack's, Mirror Ponds,
Mac
and
and Jack's is
Manny's.
beautiful.
And
And
what?
there's probably Manny's from Georgetown.
Nice.
But it's an unfiltered pale, so it's got super hoppy and it's got a super big body, which it's not super sweet, but it's
I like the
I
flavor,
don't
but
know.
it gives me a headache every single time. I could have a half of a beer and it gives me a headache.
I want to
so
say it's
I have
5.4,
this
5.5.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not big in
unnecessary
alcohol.
hate for it. It's
Yeah.
a good beer.
Beautiful.
It's just
I probably, being that I love the brewery, I should probably know what the ABV is, but I don't.
and actually because I love Deschutes Brewery, I feel very, very bad that I would say Mirror Pond.
Just don't like that one.
Yeah.
That's all right. Now we know. I'm gonna be sure to tag them in this. And
Yeah.
then-
Oh shit.
I'm just
But
kidding,
I
I'm
would
kidding,
love
I'm
a
kidding.
Mirror
I'm
Pond
never
right
gonna get
now.
I'm never gonna get a job there.
I think we should stop at HEB on the way home because I
And
really
get
want a Mirror
some.
Pond.
Let's all just get some Mirror Pond.
It's
on
my
the way
birthday,
home.
goddamn.
Yeah.
There's a red chair in the fridge, which is from
I drank
Deschutes. Oh, never mind. Oh,
Okay.
that night we were trying beer. Yeah.
Number 3. Who is the master brewer of your relationship?
Master Brewer. She is.
You got it right. Yeah. She said
Based
me.
on like current situations and positions and employments and I don't know how to say this
I organize better.
democratically,
Yeah.
but she's in charge of.
She's in charge of everything.
Yeah.
She's got
I
it.
have a
together.
very.
But I'm the
anal
assistant
about
brewer and I do all the
organization.
work, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I am
Just
the
kidding.
cellarman, and I do everything.
I'm the little bitch of the brewery.
Awesome.
Derek,
Okay.
Derek, we didn't mean anything by that.
Yeah, we love you, Derek.
Derek.
Okay. Who is Kevin's celebrity hall pass? Who did she say?
I assume Will Smith.
Yeah, I said
She
it.
said Will Smith.
Yeah.
He got it right.
He has a man crush.
He wants
on
to go
that.
right to Bel Air.
Yeah, I mean, every time I walk in the
I could
house,
not have said it better.
he's sitting on the couch watching Will Smith movies.
Yeah,
I-
that's awesome.
Side note, I
What
was
is-
a nerd just like my beautiful bride
Yeah.
as a young child. And so
Right.
I would read Isaac Asimov quite a bit. And he was a lot into the futuristic robots and the future of society and this and that. And I don't get involved too much in it now, but as a kid I would do that. So one of my favorite books was I, Robot. So
Yeah.
when he came out with I, Robot, I was very ecstatic about that.
He got a boner.
Yeah. What is it about him? Is it the ears or it's like the?
Or-
Will Smith.
The
We're talking about Will
Scientology. What is it that they really get you going?
Scientology, yeah, that's definitely not it.
Does
at
that
all.
really rev your engine, or?
It's got to be his childish demeanor, no matter what.
Yeah.
Any role he's ever done, there's
Yeah.
no serious like adultness. He's just like a kid.
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
He's always in a lot of fun
Yeah. He
situations.
raps and shit. Yeah, I see it. He's like a.
He also doesn't drink or do
He
any kind
doesn't
of
drink
drugs.
or
Him
do
and
any kind of drugs.
Jada Pinkett
He's naturally weird.
for
Really? He's
15
just
years, I
naturally
think
weird.
somewhere around there. They don't. I mean,
Yeah,
they're just.
sound like a real party.
So he's naturally just like a goofball.
Yeah. Number 5. I asked Chrissy, if you were to catch Kevin sneaking a beer, what awful beer would it be?
Awful beer. Well, it's not Tecate.
That's mine.
That's hers.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like lime and salt and all that
No,
jazz, or you
just
just straight
No.
I don't know.
throw
Yeah.
it back? So what shitty beer are you sneaking,
Shitty beer.
Kevin?
Lone Star. How did I forget that? I grew up on that.
Was that
Like,
do you really like Lone Star? I don't mind a Lone Star if that's all there is.
No, I don't mind.
I'll drink a Lone Star.
I mean, I grew up on that on in Shiner, and I'd
Yeah.
rather have Lone Star. No offense to Shiner.
Would
I
you?
love-
Yeah.
I mean, Shiner's a great facility. It's a beautiful building.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of awesome people that work
Yeah.
there. But Lone Star is just,
Lone Star.
you're in high school in San Antonio. That's all you can get.
Yeah, for sure. And Strawberry Hill.
But just so you know, I said Lone Star, but I really don't think. I think it was something along the lines of, but I don't think it was a non-craft beer.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah,
think
yeah.
of anything.
Yeah.
So
So Ashley, did you
Yes, ma'am.
did you tally the results and let's
Yeah, they
see?
tied.
They tied. What? How is
I
that
don't know how that
possible? Oh
They
my
both
god!
got one wrong.
What? How are we gonna? It's a fight to the death. That's how we have to do
okay,
this.
you should
We gotta
actually think of a question real quick. Come
Let's
on,
think.
Come on, Miss.
Let's think.
Miss
Which-
podcast leader.
What can we do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, shit, I'll win that
Do
one.
a
Back to the small
shotgun.
bladder. I don't know
A
if that's a good
shotgun.
idea.
Let's
I
have
do- I
a
do
let's have
have
a
to
farting
pee.
contest, guys, and see who. Do you have to
right
pee right now?
Right now? Oh my god, are you serious?
Not
No,
too
but I
late.
just
He laughed
won
too
based
hard
on
to
that.
be gone. The moment has passed.
That's
Or
it.
at least
That's
the gas
it.
has.
That's awesome. Wow, that just shows how compatible you guys are.
I'm
guess.
trying to think of a question.
I
that
was
would be
hoping to ruin
difficult,
your
but-
marriage and it didn't work, so
No,
stuck with each other.
I'm trying to think of a question that we might be able to get wrong, but
You're just so in tune with each other. Look
What
at you.
is our
You're like
favorite
glaring into each other's
beer?
eyes.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what's your favorite beer? Right now?
Oh, okay.
do you want me to write it down?
Yeah.
There's no need. We're both gonna say the Visitor because we're both heavily addicted to the
Is
Visitor.
that
right
true?
now. As far as me, My, like, right below the
no,
Visitor
this
is the
this
Dry
is
Hop
totally
Berliner
not fair
Weiss.
because he knows my all-time favorite beers.
Oh. Lines of Coke or what?
No,
we could
like-
do that.
like-
we could race
like
to do
Up the line
lines.
to the
We
bathroom.
could do lines.
Oh,
I'm sure
I'll
somebody
race
in
you
this
to the
bar has cocaine.
bathroom. Whoever doesn't pee their pants.
Oh,
just
that's
pee my
crazy.
pants.
We'll just call it a tie for now,
right.
and we'll visit this another
To be continued.
to be continued. That's right. Because
Wait, did we talk about what was going on at Ranger Creek? I don't think we did.
We did.
We got sidetracked, I thought.
We talked about the double, or not the double,
we
but
talked about the
Dry Hop
Berliner
Weiss.
Weiss, but I don't think we talked because we got ADD'd and
Who? What?
by yours truly,
Squirrel?
and we didn't get a chance to talk about what was going on at Ranger Creek.
Ranger Creek. So today is April 24th, and at the beginning of May, we're going to have a double IPA,
Yes.
hopefully.
Nice.
The beer is already in the tank, so it's going to be ready. It's a beautiful, juicy is the only word I can use to describe this
Juicy.
beer. Juicy. Like a juicy citrus, tropical fruit.
Nice.
Mainly citrus.
Are you talking
and
about the
then
Riverbend?
Close.
Are you?
But this is going to be much bigger. It's going to be called A Hard Day's Night.
Oh, I like that Beatles
So,
reference.
Hard Day's
Awesome.
Night. It's and then after that we've got the Strawberry Milk Stout, which is a little bit late this year.
Okay.
And then we're also doing an Imperial Strawberry Milk Stout with vanilla, coconut, and cocoa nibs. So
Alright, that sounds
we got a lot
delicious.
coming out here in the next month.
Your events are fucking nuts. They're crazy
Yeah.
packed.
yeah,
I'd
we
never.
have some fun.
Yeah, I'd never
You were
been
talking
to
about at the
one.
brewery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Last night we did a Prince tribute for Prince because he just passed away,
Right.
unfortunately.
I know. Sad day.
Last summer we released a beer called Purple Rhine, and we had
Right.
we had a keg that we held on to, and we didn't have a purpose, and then
Found its
unfortunately he
purpose.
tragically died,
Yeah.
and
Sad.
we decided to do a little tribute for him.
Yeah.
And we had everybody out last night, and it was hundreds of people, and it was amazing. And we ended up releasing several purple balloons for him during the
Nice.
night. So
Aw.
that's online too
I
somewhere.
miss Prince
but-
already.
So I have a question that I probably should know the answer to. So when somebody says cocoa nibs, you know, I obviously know it's going to have chocolate or cocoa back notes. But what are nibs?
Little pieces of cocoa.
Like, are they a certain shape?
Just like little
certain
bits.
size?
I imagine little drops, kind of like small Hershey's, but I honestly don't know.
Got it. I'm going to Google it.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like nipples. That's what I was thinking.
Little nips.
Little nips.
Well, Hershey's are kind of like
I mean,
Little
I know
Hershey
what it
areolas.
Pointy
means.
beans.
I know what it means when somebody says that or what to expect, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Did you
what
say
is a nib?
areolas?
Yeah. What is a nib exactly?
I thought you said areolas.
No,
I said areolas.
I said
Ooh.
nib.
That was me.
I mean, I heard my name, but
All right, come on over here, guys, and we're going to play a little game. Okay, so the game that we're going to play is called If They Only Had a Beer. So what you're going to do is for just a minute, I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about a movie that you think would be made better if they only had a beer. Okay? And then I'll give you an example. Actually, I think we played this on the very first episode with Ranger Creek, and one of the audience members said that the movie La Bamba would have been better if Richie had only been drinking beer, because then he would have missed his plane, and he'd still be alive.
Exactly.
And Bob would have never said, "Not my Richie." That would have never happened. Okay, think about that.
I already got mine.
Oh, he's good to go.
I'm ready to go.
All right, he's in it to win it.
Well,
He's
you never know.
a killer. Sir, what's your name?
Kirk,
Kurt, are you from San Antonio? Where are you from?
originally from California.
California? Okay, you live here now?
I do.
Awesome. Okay, Kurt, tell me what movie would be made better if they only had a beer? Make sure you get nice and close to the mic.
All right, so portion of the movie Stand By Me.
Okay.
They go in and there is a pie eating contest.
Yes.
And lard ass then throws up on the crowd,
Uh-huh.
throws up on the contestant next to him.
Right.
Causes the entire crowd to start throwing up on one another. If you replace the pie with beer, I think it only makes that part of the movie better.
Right.
Isn't that called Beer Fest?
Is that?
very
That's
similar.
Beer Fest. You just wrote Beer Fest.
There you go.
Well done. Okay, madam, your name
My name is Kelly.
and where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
You're from North Carolina. Welcome.
Yeah,
Are you
thank
visiting
you.
right now?
I am,
You're
yeah.
visiting for Fiesta?
No.
No.
No, we're having our own fiesta.
You're just having your
Yeah.
own party fiesta.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, what movie would be made better if they only had a beer?
Okay, so I chose Wizard of Oz. And
Okay.
here's why. I think if Dorothy would have
Uh-huh.
had a beer, she would have come down off her acid trip just a little bit faster.
Right?
And she would never have seen the Munchkins.
I like that.
So I'm gonna go with that.
Perfect. She would have just been in
Yeah,
Kansas
she would have come
drunk.
down. She would have come down a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit faster.
Yeah.
from
Or
her-
what if we
from her
gave beer to
trip.
the Munchkins?
What?
What if we just gave beer to all the Munchkins?
Well, they were drinking
They'd just
on
be
set,
puking
so,
everywhere,
yeah, that's
right?
a whole different
They're always
story.
Yeah,
drunk.
they're always drunk.
Yeah, you should read that book.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Is it
It's
like
all-
behind the scenes of Wizard of Oz? I didn't even know there
Absolutely, yeah,
was
it's a
that.
whole-
Oh, it's just
crazy,
Munchkins
yeah.
doing it in every
Munchkins
closet.
went a little crazy.
Yeah.
And they had a little too much to drink.
I like
pretty
that.
much all the
That's
time.
not profiling either.
Yeah, no, that's just what happened. Okay, your name?
Fiona.
Fiona. Ooh, I like that name. Are you from San Antonio?
Sure am.
You are born and bred.
Not born and bred, but I've been here for about 10 years.
I like it. Nice. Okay, what movie would be made better if they only had a beer?
One word. Frozen.
Frozen. Give that bitch a beer.
That's what
Yes.
I'm saying. Yes.
Yes.
That bitch needs a beer.
That bitch needs a beer for sure. For sure. She's so fucking uptight already.
That bitch is.
I know.
Let it
I
go,
know.
let
Like
it
just
go.
make
Let it go.
bitch just make me a snow cone already. Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly.
See?
Exactly.
Killing me.
Okay, Chrissy and Kevin, do you want to get together and decide who you think should win? Were you paying attention and listening? Oh,
It's
Chrissy
tough,
has a
it's
suggestion.
So, and I just thought of this because I was petting this dog over here, but Homeward Bound, I think that if those animals were drunk, they would have just,
They would have just
stayed
napped the whole
put.
time.
Just stayed put.
They would have never gotten lost.
would
Is
have
that what
never
you're
been-
saying? Or they would have gotten more lost.
No, they would have been happy where they were at. Just
Because there's been some times when I've gotten drunk and then I've been like, where the fuck am I?
They just wouldn't have given a fuck.
Yeah, they wouldn't have cared that they were lost.
The
That's
boxer
right.
wouldn't have been so shaky.
They'd be pregnant, is what it is. There would be a litter of puppies. Is what okay, do you guys want to get together and decide? Or can you just look at each other
Can
and
I
know
go?
what the answer is?
I don't know really what to say besides the fact that I have a 2.5-year-old and Frozen has driven me crazy. I don't know how many times.
So you want
And I would
Elsa to get
say
a fucking beer
Frozen.
too. You're the winner. So You can keep that hat. You can keep that hat. Everybody gets a prize. But I'm going to let you choose. You can either get 2 tickets to the LOL Comedy Club, 2 passes to the Texas Beer Bus. That's what you want? Okay, that's yours then. That's courtesy of Texas Beer Bus. So thank you very much. Everybody gets a prize. Ma'am, you chose a hat, so you get to keep that. Would you like 2 tickets to the LOL Comedy Club, or would you like some She's Crafty merchandise?
Let me get a shirt.
You can grab a shirt for sure.
Perfect.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for playing. This episode will be out in a couple of weeks. All right. You guys want to come back to the table? We can wrap this bitch up. Okay. Do you guys want to let us know, Kevin, where can we follow Ranger Creek? How can we find it?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Ranger Creek. And then you can follow our website at drinkrangercreek.com. It should be updated soon, hopefully, with a brand new website that we're working on. And you can also just call us.
Awesome. We just call you? Anybody in this country can just call you.
I have
If
a
you
lot
have
of
a-
his business cards if you'd like them.
Yeah, they're in her purse,
And
as
the-
previously
people
stated.
just call. What do people call and ask you?
Do you have a 210 area code quick response?
But if not, I'm not going to answer it. That's
We are a fully functioning
those are my
brewery
rules for
where we
answering
don't-
my phone.
We're not in the
I have
office
a
much. We're
360
actually
area
brewing
code,
and
just so everybody
distilling
knows.
quite a bit. So we're not in the office much. We don't return
Yeah.
a lot of phone calls.
Okay,
So
just so people know.
shoot us an email.
Shoot,
we'll
that's
get back
better,
to you
right?
a little quicker. Yeah.
Okay, Chrissy.
Branchline.
How can we find Branchline?
Branchline Brewing. Branchline Brewing everything. So .com, Branchline on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I also
Hashtag
am
best brewery in the
Chrissy,
world.
CHRISSY, Chrissy BBCO. I do a lot of their social network. Twitter, I want to say it's the same handle.
Okay.
Not a big Twitter. I'm still learning.
I'm not good at Twitter.
I'm
not good at tweeting.
I twat every now and then.
Do you
No big deal.
twat every now?
It's Twit, Kevin.
I
Twit.
think
Oh,
it's
sorry.
tweet. I don't know. Is it twit?
Still
Is
pretty
it twat?
new.
I don't know.
I don't want to hear about your twat. But basically, I mean, we share a lot of our social media. If you want to know what's going on, I'm going to do it, or Branchline's going to do it, and copy me, or copy.
Perfect.
Yeah, either way.
Awesome.
Oh.
And
Big
Ashley,
Hops.
we can find Big Hops Growlers at Big Hops Growlers, right? On those social
Twitter
media?
and Instagram is at
Big
Big
Hops
Hops Growlers, and then there's 3 different Facebook pages for all 3 of the stores. So obviously Big Hops Bitters, Big Hops Huebner, and Big Hops The Bridge. You should definitely follow Big Hops The Bridge because we're the best.
Yeah.
Follow them all,
Downtown,
but definitely the
bitches.
bridge.
Ashley is the new face of the bridge, and I'm
I know.
really
It's exciting.
excited.
I like
We're
that
all
little
really
room.
excited.
It's cozy. That was my first time to be there the other day when I was with Pinata Protest. I liked it. It was nice. And there was pizza.
And the building turns 100 years old this year, so it's pretty cool.
That's creepy.
Is it haunted? Just an asset.
Yes,
Is it?
fuck
Is
yes
it?
it is.
Oh.
When
So
we
I heard that the
first
toilet
opened,
flooding
yeah.
was not a ghost.
So
I'm pretty sure it was
the
tampons
last time I
and
was there
pads.
was the last time I'm ever going to be there because that's creepy. I'm
The
not into
toilet
that.
flooded? By a ghost flooded
We
the
don't gotta
toilet?
go into that.
That's
I'm-
Maria's
I'm-
ghost.
I actually,
Not-
You know who
not
flooded my
Maria,
fucking
that's
toilet?
You know who
I
flooded my
know.
toilet?
I know
While
who
I
did
was
it.
bartending by myself on a fucking Friday night.
God.
And there were
This
10
got
people
tense.
telling
It was
me
not
that
me,
the
I'm sorry, it
toilet
was
was
not me.
overflowing into the bar, and I was trying to pour 30 beers at the same time by myself.
gonna get
Actually, that was
tense.
our Belgian off.
This is good.
Our
intense.
La Bestia versus our
Motherfuckers,
third
tell me who
anniversary
did it.
triple.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was delicious until the shit started flowing.
All right. Well, on that note, on that shitty note, and right there at the end, thank you guys so much for being on the She's Crafty podcast.
Thank you.
I really like that we ended it on shit.
Yeah,
That's how it should always end.
that's definitely
perfect.
how it should.
We're on top of this shit.
We're on top of it.
We're
We're
in front
in
of
it.
the
We
shit.
are
We're
the
gonna
shit.
Jump
We
in
are
the shit.
the
We're
shit.
the shit. Sometimes people call us She's Crappy, so that's perfect. Comes
Yeah,
out
that
great.
works.
I mean,
Yeah.
legitimately, we covered like
Just about
like,
every topic ever.
period, blood, and farts, and shit, and
Oh no,
vomit.
I don't think we
Vomit.
were recording with the period blood one.
No, we were not.
Oh, well,
we
we
talked about
talked about that.
masturbation. I think I said
I talked
areolas
about boners all
once.
day, but that was before we got
That's
here.
right.
So.
Oh wow. We found out what a
Wet
Wet
burrito.
wet burrito is.
I have to go
And-
back to Oregon and let them know that
Yeah.
they should not say
Oh,
that
I'm gonna
anymore.
Google some
No,
images
sh-
later.
no,
It's gonna be the
sh-
graphic. The
let 'em do
graphic
it.
for this episode. So just so you guys know,
Is
it's
it a
gonna
wet
be
burrito?
wet burrito.
Fuck
It's gonna
yeah.
just be a burrito that's just dripping wet. That's what it's
On
gonna
a
be.
mattress.
Dripping wet.
Dripping. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace out, Beer Nut. That's it for another episode. I hope you fucking enjoyed it. Do me a favor, go to Twitter and Instagram and follow us at She's Crafty Pod. Go to our Facebook page, She's Crafty Podcast, and like that shit. Be sure to follow us there. Also, if you like funny blogs and you want to catch up on all your favorite She's Crafty episodes and you want to buy some fucking awesome and hilarious craft beer merchandise, go to our website, shescraftypodcast.com. Peace out, beer nuts.